If you have not filed your 2025 tax return, I need you to watch this video right now. And it's not because you're in trouble, because you probably aren't, but it could be costing you every single month you delay in interest and penalties, as well as foregone benefits that you're entitled to from the Canadian government. Hi, my name is Janine Rogan. I'm a financial educator, CPA, and best-selling author of the book, The Pink Tax, and I teach Canadians how to build their wealth so that they can live their richest lives. First, I want to talk you out of that shame spiral. You are not a bad person. You're not being audited by the CRA, and no, you're not going to jail. Life happens, and the deadline to file your 2025 taxes was April 30th of this year. But if you missed it, I want you to know that you're not alone. But it is important that we get this thing filed, because every day you wait, you could be giving up access to benefits that you're entitled to, and potentially you could owe interest and penalties that continue to compound. There are two types of people when it comes to filing late returns. The first bucket is those that have a refund coming. The good news is that there's no penalties when you have a refund coming. The CRA doesn't penalize you for giving them an interest-free loan. So the only consequence for you is that your money has been sitting with the government instead of working for you in your investment accounts. So if this is you, I want you to file your return as soon as possible and get that money in your hands now. If you are unsure about filing your tax return, you'll want to check out the video I posted earlier this year about how to do exactly that, and I'll make sure I link that in the description below. The second bucket of people is people who end up owing the government money. And this is where it starts to get a little bit more expensive. The late filing penalty is 5% plus 1% for every month you are late filing. And this can be for up to 12 months. So if you owe $2,000, that is $100 that you are going to owe the government on day one and $20 a month after that. So the longer you wait, the more it's going to cost you. While it can seem scary to owe the government money, it is important to file this right away and stop accruing penalties and interest, even if you can't afford to pay the entire balance. The CRA does have payment options, but you do have to file first. Now, here is something that a lot of people don't think about when they file their return, and that is the potential benefits they are giving up by not filing. For example, the GST HST credit goes out quarterly, and this is based on your last filed tax return. The good news is, though, if you miss getting a payment because you haven't filed your tax return, that money is not gone. You will likely get it back once you have filed that return, but you are missing out on receiving that money that is owed to you. So the sooner you file that tax return, the sooner the CRA can process this, and the sooner you get those benefits deposited into your bank account. Now, the next payment for this specific benefit is October 2026, so you do have a little bit of time, but there was a payment that went out at the beginning of June, so you're going to want to make sure that you file so that you can get that money deposited into your bank account as well. So if you're wondering, how do I actually file my return? Well, I'm here to walk you through that. The first thing that you can do is head over to the CRA websites and look and see at what NETFILE options are available to you. You're going to want to pick a software that is free for you to file. I've been using Wealthsimple for years, and I love the user interface and the ability to see the ins and outs of my tax return. You do have the ability to choose how much you want to pay, and I think that it's a great tool that Canadians can use year over year. If your return is fairly straightforward, you have a T4, maybe an RSP slip, a child, I guarantee you'll be able to finish your return within an hour. So gather all of your tax slips. Again, that can be your TFSA, RSP, investment income, any information about your spouse and child. A lot of this is going to be available to you on the My CRA website under My Slips. So if you haven't signed up for an account, that is a great first step. Again, if you're interested in learning all about the deductions you might be eligible to claim, you can check out my video I posted earlier this year that walks you through exactly that. So once you have filed your return, and if you have a refund coming, I want you to make sure that you're putting that refund to good use. So if you're wondering, what should I actually do with my refund? Here's the order of operations I would allocate my refund to as a CPA. The first is getting rid of any high interest debt. So this could be credit card debt you're carrying month to month or payday loans, things that are above that 8% benchmark we really want to get rid of as fast as we possibly can. Second is our emergency fund. If you don't have at least $1,000 in your emergency fund, I want you to move some of that money into a high interest savings account so that you can have some financial peace of mind knowing that you have at least $1,000 there. Once you've hit $1,000, you can set up an automatic monthly contribution to continue to build up that emergency fund. Next, I would allocate a portion of that to your investments, ideally to your TFSA, and start investing that money. We want to make sure that we're always starting to invest, even if we're still paying down debt, so that we're also growing our assets while we're decreasing the amount of liabilities that we owe. If you're putting your money in a TFSA or RRSP and only earning about 1% to 3%, you're not actually investing that money. It's likely just sitting in a savings account. So I want you to go and check and make sure that that money is actually invested in the stock market. And lastly, this might be counterintuitive to what many financial professionals will say, but I want you to enjoy a little bit of your money. Spend it on yourself, put it towards one of your fun financial goals, like maybe travel or something that you've had your eye on. Because what is the point of all of this money if we're never going to enjoy it? So carve out a portion of your refund that you can use on something that is going to bring you joy. So remember, if you have not filed your tax return, you are not going to jail. You're not in trouble. You just need to get after it and make sure that we stop the interest and penalties from accumulating and get all of the benefits that we're entitled to deposited into our bank account. Plus, if you're getting a refund, you don't really want to be giving the government an interest-free loan. There's a lot better things we can do with that money. Now, if you're behind on multiple years of filing your tax return, you need to start with the oldest year first. And as you're filing, if you find you're going to owe a lot of money, you can use what we call the Voluntary Disclosure Program, or VDP, to ask for interest and penalty relief from the CRA. So I want to know if your 2025 tax return was in a refund or balance owing position, and if it was in a refund position, what you did with that money this year. If you have any questions about filing your tax return, you can drop them in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next week.